What's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video we'll be showcasing the new Masterwork Handbow, new but certainly not improved. This morning's hotfix definitely leaned into the Nerf side, with pistols being hit particularly hard, and the Masterwork Handbow was one that got hit the hardest. I'll be comparing it to before its nerf, letting you know what happened to it and whether it is still a gun you should hunt for. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, feel free to subscribe if you'd like to, or you could even follow me on Twitter, and let's crack into it. So the Masterwork Handbow is one of two legendary black powder pistols, the only one that can be directly farmed for, and has an increased chance to drop from Captain Swallow, who you fight around here in the overworld. According to the patch notes, it had its damage scaling reduced by 30.8% and its critical damage bonus reduced by 50%, but that's not as bad as it sounds. Comparing my old weapon card here on the left with the current one on the right, the damage certainly took a blow, and when you might have thought the critical damage bonus would get cut in half, it didn't, and that depends on how high yours originally was. Nonetheless, this nerf was a pretty heavy one because it hit from two angles, reducing its damage and then its critical damage bonus. It still has the highest critical damage bonus of any gun in the game, but no longer has the highest single shot damage. As you can see, this purple masher is more powerful than it, not just by a little bit, but a lot. It deals 2,395 damage per shot, which is almost 25% more damage than the legendary Masterwork Handbow. Without its unique effect, the Handbow wouldn't be worth using over something like that, and its critical damage bonus helps it hold on to its pre-nerf status. However, testing it while mobbing, the effects of the nerf are definitely there. Where I would originally one-shot whelps, I was putting them near death. Fighting pre-nerf in Mandy Blonde's chamber, enemies would die in a few shots at most, often 2 or less, but now you'll find that an extra shot is required when you didn't need it before. With its all-round reduction in damage, you need to play to its strength a lot more than you used to. You can see why that is by testing on the target. Before the nerf, I was hitting for almost 7k per shot and 27k on critical hits. Now after the nerf, with the exact same gear, I'm hitting for 4.6k with 19k on critical hits. Depending on your character's critical bonuses, you will see a bigger difference when landing criticals, but essentially it boils down to a roughly 35 to 40% damage nerf overall, which, let's face it, is a lot, but it still remains a strong weapon. Bossing is where that nerf shows itself the most. I often use the Handbow as a utility to boost the critical damage of my stickies, which in the past would comfortably down Parasite, but now it pretty much does the job, but not quite, or definitely isn't as forgiving. Zomboss is still comfortable, but this is just the critical damage bonus in action. The nerf hit both sides of this weapon, so where I would be able to get some extra damage by shooting the boss as those stickies are popping off, that damage is also lower, which compounds its lack of power. In saying that, the Masterwork Handbow is still a great gun. It's certainly not unusable, it's still worth using, and what made it good in the first place hasn't been lost with its adjustments. There aren't many weapons currently in the Wonderlands that make you feel truly powerful, and although I would have liked to see the poor performers raised up a level, the Masterwork Handbow remains one of the best. It's just not as clear to see anymore. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned how the Masterwork Handbow performs now after its nerf. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.